Yo, not gonna lie, I think I might have just found my favorite shooter game because this is legit easy mode when you're using this unit. Absolutely insane. Hey guys, MrPokke here, back with another video, and today's content is gonna be sponsored by Strinova. Alright, thank you for sponsoring today's content. And it is a brand new 2D tactical shooting game crafted by Day One Studio. In the wake of the old world's catastrophe, humanity opted to migrate into a multi-dimensional realm. And here, there are various superstring entities, which are basically your waifus and husbandos, each driven by distinct ideologies, engaged in a ceaseless conflict, each trying to shape the future of humanity according to their own beliefs. Alright, so what exactly is Strinova for those of you guys who are thinking? So as of this current moment, the CBT is already available to download on PC. Feel free to use the link in the description below to get yourself a copy and try it out right now. Strinova is basically a competitive anime FPS. Right, it's an FPS game. Technically not first person, it's a third person shooter. So there's gonna be this 4 modes that you can play: ranked, scrimmage, or basically the normal like play against other players, and as well as escort. So you basically protect and defend your little truck from going to the other place, right? So what exactly does Strinova have? You can see that the lounge is very reminiscent of like your Honkai Impact 3 waifu. So this person can't remember your Bronya, but and then Super String is basically what characters you are going to be using, right? So as far as I'm concerned, there is no gacha elements. You can essentially unlock them by progressing through the game, similar to how in League of Legends, if you were to play and unlock, you get this little credits, right? Your dream token. So the more matches you play, the more dream token you can unlock. So for example, this person right here, absolutely insane. So eventually, once you get 3,600 of this token, you can then unlock this character, or you can just use the premium currency to get this, right? So this, I played roughly 4 matches, I think, and I've earned around 138 crystals so far, and I'm only level 3. There's also a lot of like battle pass, a daily login rewards. So I'm guessing you can probably get this within the first week of playing, eventually when we really want, right? So I tried a lot of different units. My current favorite so far is going to be Audrey, because this kind of reminds me of like she's basically like a turret. And like I mentioned, I'm not a FPS expert, or in fact, I don't really play shooting games that much, so I'm really not that great at the game. So there's a lot of different units of like different classes. So you can see that some of them, they have the controller class, some of them have the duelist class, which is something that you want to get up close and personal. There's a sentinel class, which is like a defensive position, kind of like Reinhardt from like Overwatch and kind of stuff. And then we have controller, which is like crowd control. Support, you know, your typical support with the skills and everything. This is like your initiator. This kind of reminds me of like Assassin, and also this design is really good, right? And then Audrey, right, Sentinel, this is one of my favorite characters that I've played so far. Nobunaga is also a Sentinel, but didn't really play him that much. And then Reichi is kind of like basically like your sniper. Essentially, every single one of these units, they have a signature weapon. They have a secondary weapon, which is like one of the things you can choose over here. You can choose a ninja sword and all this kind of stuff. So all these, they are kind of shared, so it's up to your personal preference. And then you also have frag grenade, healing grenade, smoke bomb, flashbang, intercept. So there's a lot of different tools, utilities that you can use in battle. This is pretty much fixed, right? This main weapon is pretty much fixed. Another thing to note is that they also have 3 different unique skills: active skill, passive skill, as well as the ultimate skill. So your active skill is basically your Q. So for example, Audrey, this is the character that I'm most familiar with anyways. Her active skill is basically turning her into a turret. Alright, guns blazing, enter into deployment mode. You now have infinite ammo, and you're basically binded by this overheat mechanic that I'm going to be showing you guys later on. I really like the fact that you can just like, don't think about anything, stay in one spot and just camp, and then whenever enemy walk around, you just basically just destroy them, right? So really cool. You also do generate a shield, basically makes it a little bit tankier, right? And then her ultimate is going to be deploying a grenade launcher that fires 6 grenades. It's just ridiculous amount of damage. So far, for somebody like me who is really not that familiar with the shooting game genre, Audrey just feels like very easy to use, because who cares if you miss your bullets if you have infinite bullets, right? That is pretty much it. And then you have, this is a pre-season spec, so you have the lore, you have the battle pass progress, so you have all these kind of skins, to have the unit skins, decals, weapon skins, and then all of this kind of currency, so all this kind of stuff. And then you also have the normal quests, the daily quests, weekly quests, and all this kind of stuff that's going to come out to you. Career is basically your stats. So you can see I've played a ridiculous amount of not really ridiculous amount. I played 3 matches so far. 2 scrimmage and 1 on escort. Me personally, I think scrimmage is a little bit more fast-paced. So if you guys are interested in this kind of like fast-paced combat, then scrimmage is probably going to be the one you prefer, right? So in scrimmage, you're basically pitted up against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different teams with 3 players in each team. So it's not really like a battle royale, but there will be 5 different teams going against one another. So it's not like in Overwatch where you have like team 1 versus team 2. There will be 5 different teams, and the players that gonna win is basically the one that brings the most points, right? So you get the most points from his kills, assists, all the kind of stuff, right? So very, very normal. Then a score is basically gonna be a 1v1 team, blue team versus the red team. 5 players, right? So the total of this is very similar to your typical shooter games. So scrimmage is this very, very chaotic, and yeah, overall it was really, really good. You also can download the replay, match ID, duration, all this kind of stuff. You also have different map, space lab, area 88, departure zone. So very, very nice over here. Inventory, nothing much here, and then Hermes is coming soon, right? So career stats. So typically like most of your any competitive games nowadays, it's gonna show your rates, right? So you have your win rate, MVP, like headshot rate, kills, all that kind of stuff. So very, very typical. Chip design is basically something like your loading screen. So before you enter the match, this is the default, so you can actually get into like some of these different things. So that's pretty cool. Cases is kind of like just more cosmetics, and then more cosmetics in there. So what exactly separates Strinova from your normal shooter games that you have seen, right, is this mechanic called stringification, which basically turns your character into a 2D string model. So it's quite literally like turning your character into paper, right? So right now you can see this is the 3D model. I'm going to be showing you guys a little bit of an example later on. Don't worry, when I first saw it, I thought it was a bug, like this game was bugged. No. So you can choose any of these characters when you enter into combat. And yes, every single time, oh my god, every single time if you were to die in battle, you can instantly swap out to the next unit, so you are not limited by any specific unit in game. Right? So you can always swap them out freely. Very, very nice. I just realized that you can actually run this. It looks really, really good. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna roll audrey because she's the one that I'm most familiar with, so you guys can see exactly what is going on over here. Okay, just let it load a little bit. Alright, so this is going to be the range. You can see over here, Q is going to be your active skill. There's no cooldown. For Audrey herself, it's going to be a little bit unique. But for other units, there's going to be a cooldown and countdown. But for Audrey, you can just swap into Terror mode and non-Terror mode anytime you want. So very chill. Press H and you can basically swap out to any of the units that you want. So I'm just going to try it. Flavia. Yep, so this is going to be like a special state. I've never played with it before because I didn't know how it works, so that's that. So you can see that there will be a cooldown, right, essentially. Then you have your aim. There's gonna be recoil, so you need to deal with that. This is your ally. Oh my bad. So this is your ally. So if you just go over here. Yeah, obviously headshot will give you more damage, but the most important mechanic that this game has to offer is basically the paper mode, right? So you can assign this button by going into your controls over here, which is basically this, right? The sidestep / guide button. So this is basically what turns your character into a sheet of paper, essentially. So this paper mode, I think you guys will know, it basically makes your character a lot smaller. You can become a paper, and then the enemies will find it more difficult to aim at you. You also can use glide, so you can turn paper and you just fly all over the place. So the most unique feature about this game so far, I am still very, very bad at this game. I'm just gonna keep it, but I don't really know how to abuse this fully, which is why I even use Audrey, because she's a unit, to my experience, she doesn't really care about this paper mode very much, because all you have to do is just stand here, press Q, and then you just kill everything with this. Alright, unfortunately, you can't turn the paper mode or in the turret mode, but yeah, so this was the very, very interesting mechanic that I found so far. So you just go ahead and do this. Very nice. So very normal to your normal shooter. You want to try to aim headshots as much as possible, you know, this. And then if you return into a turret mode, you basically have infinite ammo, and then you can just keep going. Alright. And then you can see that the bar below is basically just getting filled up. The longer you shoot, the more it's going to fill up. So you don't really want to shoot that much in all at once, because the moment you overheat, for example, if you just keep pressing and hold, yeah, the sound gets... Then you can't shoot anymore. You have to kind of let it cool down a little bit, right? So yeah, that's basically how this game works. Alright, so this is basically the start of the game, and I'm just gonna wow, this game is playing through by itself. You can see that a very normal, you know, classic waifu simulator, all this kind of stuff, very, very nice. Like I mentioned just now, it is a not first person, third-person competitive shooter RPG using anime characters. Right? There's waifu, there's husband, all that kind of stuff. In this world of Strinova, you can freely switch between the 2D and 3D forms, which is the paper mode as well as your normal 3D model, which is an entirely different genre of like possible combat mechanics, the way you can provide your mapping, where do you want to go. So me personally, I'm really not that great, but for players that do have a lot of shooter game experience, this 2D and 3D mode can definitely open up a lot more versatility when it comes to the in-game combat as well as experience that you guys can enjoy, right? So very, very nice. Then every single character you guys can see over here, they're also completely unique in their own ways, even though they have some of them have a similar roles, like for example controller, supporter. They ultimately always have their own unique playstyles, unique weapons, unique skills, unique ultimates. So they will definitely someone here will fit your needs, is what I'm saying, right? There's currently a roster of 15 units, and they're probably going to be releasing more units in the future. So there's going to be that. Me personally, it's going to be Audrey, right? She's just absolutely a beginner-friendly unit, right? That's from my personal experience. Then this game, not only does it have the normal zoom-in scope, it also has the shoulder aim. So instead of the normal zoom in, there's also a shoulder aim, which slightly brings your character's accuracy up a little bit, which should be very, very nice, especially for players who are more preferent. As well for players who prefer playing roles that are, you know, a little bit more in your face, you know, the assault roles, right? The duelist role. So the shoulder aim is also a very, very nice, interesting experience. To set the stage for this entire game is gonna be on the world of Kala Pichu, to reach a variety of scenery, props, and vivid character stories. So every single one of these different units, so they all have their different backstories. There's probably gonna be some sort of lore job here and there. And every single faction you can see over here, they hold radically different interpretations of what it means to be human, right? Overall, if you guys are gonna be a lore enjoyer, there's definitely some kind of lore you can send it. But for me personally, as a gameplay main, I'm only concerned about the gameplay. So let's just jump in to look at one of the example matches. This is, I believe, my very first match that I've ever seen. So I decided to go with a Lawine. I was just basically control which one of these looks really, really good. So eventually, I ended up picking Lawine, and because, you know, she reminds me of Scylla from Honkai Star Rail, right? So really, really cool aesthetics. This is the character loading screen. So this is where the normal scrimmage mode, you're gonna be paired up with a team of 3. Select your unit, log in, and then when the battle starts, you're gonna be going forward in this specific format, right? So remember, you can always swap out the characters whenever you feel that you want to change, right? So nothing too crazy over here. So that's gonna be the teams, right? So one team versus 4 other teams, right? So that's basically gonna be it. Before you even continue into the battle, you can also notice that there's also different upgrades. So this is gonna be 999, but there's gonna be different upgrades to your core weapon. So for example, you want to have more range, or you want to have more speed, right? Or you want to have more headshot damage or string field damage. And then if you want to have more magazine, right, more ammo, or you want to have more reload speed, better control of your core. So every single different weapon, there's some degree of customizations that can make your stats a little bit more different, which you can tune it upon what you prefer, right? So that's gonna be that. Then jumping in, this is just gonna be the combat. You can see here, going here, very normal. I have no idea why I'm not using the scope, but yeah, we managed to get a kill. Insane. So yeah, so there you can see is the paper mode. They turned into a transparent piece of paper, 2D mode, so it was a little bit more difficult to aim. And me, I just completely got ganked, so one bomb worse in peace. I believe I tried to stick with a little bit more. That was me using my skill, which is basically like an echo sonar location thing. So if anyone approaches this field, then Lawine will review them, right? But me personally, this is my very, very first game, so I was completely clueless on what am I supposed to do. And then I'm just gonna run around, and there's also the ping system. There's danger here. Look, so all sorts of communication you have for a team, right? So similar to like League of Legends communication system. Then going into it, I see a bunch of enemies over here. All right, now I'm actually using my scope. My aim is completely atrocious, but it is what it is. There's also the little armor. You can see that I have 16 armor now, and then if you were to get the little box that they drop, it will refill your armor, right? So that's gonna be very nice. For your health, it only refills upon like your healing grenade, all that kind of stuff, right? So that's gonna be that. Yeah, that is the gist of the gameplay itself. For now, this is still very, very basic because I have not used her skill, I have not used her ultimate, and I'm still trying to find around how do I find my favorite unit to use, right? So my aim is just so bad. So this is like your husbando unit, and he's basically using a sniper rifle. As you can see, the scope is a lot more in your face, so you can definitely shoot from a further distance. I have no idea how the hell am I shooting. Just embarrassing myself at this point because, you know, it is what it is. I'm just trying to showcase the different characters, and then there's them swapping between the strinification mode, which is the 2D mode, or the 3D mode, right? So that's gonna be that. At this point, I'm still trying to run around, zoom in, and that's gonna be my skill, which is the little wall, which set up like this, like screen which completely prevents enemies from looking at where your place is. Right? So now that field is completely sectioned off, so they can't even see what you're doing, which is why it's like the controller kind of thing. So it kind of controls the battlefield with this like long range as well as a wall snipe, right? For Audrey, I realized that she's really good at defend the objective mode. So I realized that me at this spot is a perfect location for me to just completely kill everyone as they come in from that direction. So it is quite literally just free, right? So very nice for me. I'm just curious. This is why, like, you know, for a completely new player that don't really know how to play shooter games, all that kind of stuff, all I have to do is just stay here, set up the turret, no ammo, no reload, no nothing, and then I just press Q, and then I just shoot. I should use my X here, my ultimate here, but you know, I was just having way too much fun just spamming this. So yeah, you should be using your ultimate when it's out, just for you to shoot out the grenades and just do a little bit more AoE damage. The grenades do quite a substantial amount of damage. So right here, we're just chilling and defending. So this is the escort mode, right? So we have to play this game all the way until the countdown at the top corner. You can see this 4 minutes 5 seconds remaining. That comes to an end, then that's gonna be where you defend, right? So yeah, so far it's been okay. See the fire on the ground. That is from the enemy. That's from the enemy Audrey. She threw a grenade out. So if you were to stand there, you're gonna take a lot of damage, right? So yeah, for me, I'm just chilling here and repeatedly doing this because, you know, a noob like me, I don't know about positioning. I don't know about dodging. All I want to do is just stay in one spot and press the fun button and yeah, just shoot, right? And even when I'm doing this fun button, you still need to be a little bit wary because you can see that it does heat up quite a bit if you are spamming, especially if there's a lot of different players for you to kill. Then it's gonna be a little bit problematic, right? So yeah, Audrey, this is the reason why Audrey is my favorite unit. I literally just stand here and just win. We will legit just win from camping this position. So we keep doing this to the point where you can see that although you do have like unlimited ammo to a certain point, there is this little portion here. It's like your final ammo, right? If this ammo reaches 0, then you can't shoot out your ammo. So although it says unlimited, it's not really unlimited. There's still this little limit here. When this goes to 0, then it's kind of like you kind of just have to die. It's not designed for you to just last this long anyway. So there's like a finite ammo. There is a finite ammo to a certain point, but yeah, it's very high. All right, so yeah, that is my overall first impressions with Strinova. Audrey is just a very fun unit. Looking forward to see how this game is gonna perform when it actually has a public release. How many new characters they're gonna add, new modes, ranked matches, all that kind of stuff. I think there definitely will be a character for everyone's choice, right? For me, I'm a noob. I'm just gonna stand the turret and just shoot. There's gonna be duelists, right? Go up in your face, stealth characters, snipers, all that kind of stuff, controller support. So it's really up to the player's personal preference. And for me, I just completely did not even use the stratification function that you can see over here, right? They turn into a little paper. I just didn't use it at all because I just want to stand here and shoot, right? So there's definitely a lot of depth if you can really utilize the 2D and 3D board, right? So
私の奏者からは逃げられないわよ。大したことないのね。こんなのチャレンジにもならないわね。大したことないのね。こんなのチャレンジにもならないわね。来たれ。まだ。ないのね。こんなのチャレンジにもならないわね。私の銃は満足していないわ。銃を心で動かせ。思い切り攻撃よ。大したことないのね。誰も私にはかなわないわ。滅び大したことないのね。私の力よ。
Yeah, that's pretty much all I have for today. Thank you, Strinova, for sponsoring today's content. If you guys want to engage any further discussion, head down to the comments below or join the Discord, discord.gg/Pokke's village, right? When I check out my stream, that's twitch.tv/you.com/movie. I'm streaming every single day. Check out the Discord. So that's all I have for today. all the best in Strinova if you guys are going to be playing this, and I'll see you guys next time.